Hello, my name is Dante, and sorry because I was in holiday in Croatia, so the internet connection was a bit bad, so that's why it's not live. Yeah, it's Podcast Tuesday. Yep, you knew it. It's Podcast Tuesday, so let's head in. This time will be top 20 cards from Legends. It's actually kind of interesting. It's actually more than 20 because there are some like cycles and pairs they're like very similar, but we will go into the list. Legends was the first set where Legends existed. Like this is when the mechanic legendary came in. But originally, legendary creatures were actually had a creature type legend. So since the release of the Kamigawa, they removed the creature type legend and replaced it with legendary creature. So if something says choose a creature type, you can't choose legend anymore. Well, that was actually a very long time ago. But as always, the only sets that actually had common legends were actually like the Masters editions, like 1, 2, and 3, which had some common vanilla legends from the set Legends, but in Legends they are uncommon. None of them are on the list. But let's head into the list right now. Number 20 is a Rafi Berserker. Well, originally it said Rafi Berserker, but because it's like then there was no like they didn't put like the AE letter, but now anything that says like that has the AE letter, like Aver, now says AE, like separate letters. Like now it's called a Ravi Berserker, not Rafi Berserker. Like Rafi Intimidator, I think it's a Rafi Intimidator as well, but this is number 20. It's actually very good. 2 and 3 red, 2/4 Berserker with Rampage free. Rampage free! That also makes it immune to chump blocking, because it gets a big boost if it actually to multi-blocking. I meant not chump blocking. Yeah, chump blocking, it might take it down, but it's very good against multi-blocking. Like the Locust God insects can't kill a Ravi Berserker, but and also like it'll get stronger every time there's more creatures trying to block it. If you actually make it trample with Rampage, wow, that's gonna be very OP. Yeah, overpowered. A Ravi Berserker. That's why it's very good. But this only makes it level in number 20. Number 19 is actually something very cool. All Hallows Eve. That's a bit like Halloween. How it looks like. It's like before Suspend existed, because Suspend came out in Time Sparrow, but it was 2 and 2 black sorcery. As you cast it, put 2 counter, exile it with 2 counters. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a counter from it. When you remove the last counter from All Hallows Eve, return all creatures from all players' graveyards to the battlefield under their control. So it's kind of like a group hug effect. All Hallows Eve. Yeah, I don't know when did Commander existed, but originally Commander was Elder Dragon Highlander, which was the Elder Dragons from this set. So I'm not sure when did Group Hug officially get released for like Commander exactly, but don't know. It's actually kind of funny. It's actually better than a Living Death, I think. Living Death. Well, Living Death, it changes all creatures for the creatures from the graveyard because of its errata. But it used to be that creatures in exile, previously creatures in exile, will actually return to the battlefield if someone casts a Living Death. But with the errata, that does not happen anymore. I just don't like how the errata cards, like, sometimes they like get worse, like Black Vice and the Rack, they go errata to only target one opponent, when it used to be for all opponents with Black Vice and the Rack. Very interesting. Now number 18 will be Urborg. Well, it's a global enchantment or world enchantment or enchant world. It's a 2 and 2 green. Yeah. So the errata says creatures can't attack a player unless that player casted a spell or put a non-token permanent into play last turn. So like if you play something, you get vulnerable to the Urborg, to the next player. It's actually controlling, because if you play Urborg and then you play nothing else, the turn, if you survive one turn cycle after Urborg, nothing can attack you. Very good. So if you actually have other creatures there and your opponent keeps on playing stuff, you can attack that player. It's very good. Even land will actually trigger the Urborg to make that player vulnerable. But it's a very controlling card. Like blocks stuff. It blocks attacks. Very interesting. So you can accumulate armies, yeah, in Siege. It's very good. Because if you can put tokens into the battlefield and clone your stuff, that will not trigger Urborg, and then you can attack others. Very good, Urborg. Number 17. It may actually sound bad, but no, because the only reason why it's good is because it's green, and it costs 1 green mana. It's called a Void's Fate. It's an instant errata again, yep. It's no longer an interrupt, because there used to be a spell type called interrupt, which was like an instant, but with Void Fate used to only be able to counter interrupts, but now counters instants, counters targets instant or enchantment that targets a permanent you control. It's, well, yeah. Well, you can't, unfortunately, you can't counter sorceries that will affect your stuff. You can't counter a counter spell that will counter one of your stuff with a Void Fate. You can't. But it's a very surprising card. Like if you're playing like any color which isn't blue, like mono green or like green, black, red, also known as Jund, people will not expect to counterspell from you. And people will not expect anything but a fog if you have 1 green mana open. It's very surprising. It's actually him. It could be good in some cases. Avoid Fate. Number 16 is actually 5 cards because it's a cycle. Black mana battery, blue mana battery, green mana battery, red mana battery, and white mana battery. they are all mana batteries, and yeah, they were white mana battery was actually very. When I was playing against, playing Commander with my friends, I saw some people playing white mana battery, so I found that, and they were actually very good. It's 4 mana artifact, 2 and tap to put 1 counter on a mana on these mana batteries. It has tap to add 1 color of the mana battery color to your mana pool. Wow, like black mana battery taps for black, green mana battery taps for green, white mana battery taps for white, red mana battery taps for red, and blue mana battery taps for blue. But if you can remove any number of counters from the black mana battery. For each counter you removed, you put an extra black or color to your mana pool. It's very good because you can remove any counter from the mana batteries. It's very good. So if you if your opponent will put if you randomly turn a mana battery into a creature, then the opponent would actually put like a -1/-1 counter on that creature, or you can just turn into a creature and put +1/+1 counters on the mana batteries and attack. While it's not a creature, you can actually remove the +1/+1 counters to add mana. It's very interesting. The mana batteries, very flexible, very good, because they give you extra mana depending on how much counters you put on it. Yeah, mana you put on it, literally. Yeah, then number 15 is a very known card. It's worth very much. It's a land, the Tabernade at Pendrell. It's a legendary land. And unfortunately, it doesn't tap for mana. Well, there are actually a few some legendary lands in the set. Not sure if many or a few legendary lands in the set, but yeah, but some tap for mana, some don't. Like the Tabernade at Pendrell is one, which instead is all creatures have an upkeep cost of 1 mana in addition to its other upkeep costs. But it's actually kind of interesting. If a creature has indestructible, it's immune to the Tabernade at Pendrell, meaning it won't get destroyed because it does. The controllers do not sacrifice it. It gets destroyed instead. So that it doesn't even trigger Savra. The Tabernade at Pendrell is actually very good in a Marin deck or a Moldrova deck. Yeah, graveyard decks. Yeah, or with a... I don't remember the name, but it's very good in most decks, and yeah, graveyard decks specifically, because your creatures will die and you'll recover them. It's very good, especially in Commander, which there mostly are many creatures in the battlefield, so their controllers will have to pay a lot of mana or they lose the creatures. That's the Tabernade at Pendrell. Yeah, unfortunately the banding lands are not in the list because they aren't that good. They are not good, the banding lands. The banding lands are like the lands which have there's one for each color, which is like creature legends of like the color, like green legends or like blue legends, black legends, white legends, or red legends, depending on what the land says. The legends have banding with other legends. Bad. Because if you like use banding, the creatures in a band, except for one creature, they must have banding. Up to one creature, actually. You can have one creature without banding, or none without banding. Banding is only good in a banding deck. It's not usually a good mechanic, banding, but Number 14 is one of the Elder Dragons. Yep, all Elder Dragons are on the list except for Palladium Wars. I mean, the Elder Dragons from Legends, the original ones, they're all on the list except for Palladium Wars. Palladium Wars is very bad, except for the new one that came out. I don't know when I might do the modified list for all Legends ranked from worst to best, but Vivictus Asmadi comes in 14th because it's 8 mana, 7/7, flying, and being of your upkeep. You pay 3 mana or sacrifice it. Because yeah, Bury actually like when it got like errata, some said destroy, some said sacrifice. It's very interesting, but it has black, red, or green. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's not good, Vivictus Asmadi. It's obviously better than Shivan Dragon, but Shivan Dragon came much later than Vivictus Asmadi. Number 13 is actually a card. Yeah, it's similar to Lightning Bolt, which got reprinted. In the latest, the latest set. Well, not Magic 2019, obviously, but Battle Bond, yeah. Card Chain Lightning got reprinted. No. Chain Lightning is in the set, but Chain Lightning got reprinted in the Battle Bond set. So yeah, it's very good. Chain is 1 red sorcery. Chain Lightning does 3 damage to any target. Well, what it used to say is it deals damage to 1 target. Then it got errata to target creature player. But then it got re-errata to any target. Like went back to the beginning. But when it says any target, you can't target lands, artifacts, or enchantments. Obviously, well, why would you do that? Because of Dark Vaden's emblem? Possibly, but it's not really necessary to deal damage to non-creature, non-planeswalker, non-player items. Yeah. Obviously, players are not permanents. Yeah, that's why I said like items, something. But there's 3 damage to 1 target. Yeah, it's a sorcery. But every time Chain Lightning does damage, the target or target's controller may then pay 2 red to have Chain Lightning deal damage to any target of the player's choice. So you could actually... No, it won't work. You actually make a pact with Chain Lightning to destroy something big. But no. Chain Lightning, no. But if you play Chain Lightning, you need to make sure you're protected, like Teferi's protection, because just in case if your opponent would make Chain Lightning deal damage, just if it doesn't go for you or go for another opponent or a creature an opponent controls, or if that player is too nice, it will do it to one of their own stuff, or don't even copy it out. But if you actually want the effect of the Chain Lightning, you just deal damage. Yeah, it'll deal damage. Hope they'll deal damage back to you, then deal damage back to that player on a different target, then they deal damage back to you. It's Chain. You just need to have like a lot of red mana for that to work. Chain Lightning mostly works in mono red decks because if opponent and against red decks, because if opponents will deal damage back to you with a Chain Lightning, you get to repeat it and deal more damage than what you usually do with a lightning bolt. Although it's at the cost of taking damage as well, obviously. Number 12 is actually a very good one. Mana Drain, there it is, yeah. Mana Drain is the best counterspell in the whole game. Yep, the best one. Well, when it used to be counterspell, the only counterspell in the game, until Legends came out, which came out with a bunch of other counterspells, like Mana Drain came out, other counterspells, yeah. Or even Legends that had counter target ability. That's not on the list because it's really bad. But it's 2 mana instant with the errata, yet not an interrupt. Counter target spell at the beginning of your next main phase. Yep, main phase, not pre-combat main phase, because just in case if you have to mana drain in your own turn, it will go to your post-combat main phase, the mana, but usually it goes to pre-combat, but it now goes to post-combat if you play during your own turn, during your main phase or combat, but you add X to your mana pool, where X is the casting cost of the countered spell, converted mana cost. I was just reading the original text, but should have read the errata. But it's not casting cost, converted mana cost. And it doesn't say to your mana pool anymore. It just says add Ezia. It gives you mana. It's a good ramp counterspell. That's why it's worth a lot of money right now. Mana Drain. Mana Drain used to be an uncommon. It's actually very interesting. It was an uncommon, then a Mythic Judge promo, and then Mythic and Iconic Masters. I don't know if it was an FNM promo, but I think it wasn't an FNM promo, Mana Drain. Because number 11 is Concordant Crossroads. It's actually a good enchantment because it's green and not red, which is kind of interesting. It's green mana, global enchantment or enchant world or world enchantment. All creatures have haste. That's the oracle text. That's the oracle text of it. It says all creatures have haste. Yeah, and also the mana tap. It first was like the tap to add. This is the first one. Then it was hammer, but now it's the regular tap, which was like a curved arrow to the right. But if you see like a curved arrow down and then like that, it's like left and it's like upside down or like upside down tap symbol, it means untap. But untap cards are like in Shadow or in, yeah, Lorwyn sets, yeah. Number 10 is another Elder Dragon, Arcades. Arcades is a 8 mana 7/7 Elder Dragon with flying and 1 white. Target creature gets +0/+1 on turn of turn. And your untapped creatures that are not attacking get +0/+2. Even if they have vigilance and attacking, they do not have the boost. But if they are not attacking and they are untapped, they get the boost. It has the upkeep cost of 3 mana as usual. Arcades. Number 9 is another Elder Dragon, Chromium. Chromium. The reason why it's much better is because of Rampage 2. It makes it also like immune to multi-blocking. So it's flying on Rampage 2, so it's immune to the Locust God insects, like number 20 on the list, which was a Rafi Berserker. And also it has the upkeep, the usual upkeep cost of all Elder Dragons from Legends. Yeah. Well, the other Elder Dragons now, they do not have the upkeep cost. Not the one from Tarkir and not the new ones either. But they all used to be 8 mana 7/7s, which they all had the upkeep cost of 1 of each of their colors. Well, actually, their color used to be gold and not. Their color is gold and not their mana symbols. It's very interesting. It's number 8 is also 2 cards. It's like the 2 fogs of the set, but none of them are green. There's Darkness, which is the black one, and Holy Day, which is the white one. They're both like the fog effect, but the thing is that you can only cast Darkness and Holy Day before the combat damage step. Or you can't cast it in your second main phase or end step just for fun. You can't do that, but why would you do that? But you can't. Well, the card doesn't let you cast it in that moment, but Fog does let you. But Darkness and Holy Day does not. They both say now cast this only before the combat damage step. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. This is what it says now. They're both instants, yeah, obviously. If they were sorceries, they were useless. Number 7 is a very good card. It's one of the alternate game end conditions, not win conditions, not losing conditions. Divine Intervention is 6 and 2 white enchantment with when enters battlefield to put 2 counters on it and remove a counter during your upkeep. When you remove the last counter from it, end the game as a draw. It's very good because Divine Intervention give a 2-turn timer until it's a draw. In tournaments, it's the 15-minute timer. Once it's done, it says after this turn there's 5 extra turns. It's like the timer over thing, but shorter. Because you cast it 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 turns. Yeah, like opponent's turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and the game's over. But in Commander, it's longer because it would be more opponents. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 turns rather than 4 turns until the game is over with divine intervention. But it's actually one of the rare effects of a draw other than competitive occasions, which in tournaments it's actually kind of common to have a draw, but usually it's not. It's very rare. Like ways to get a draw is with divine intervention, or if all players lose at the same time, or if all players win at the same time. Well, how do all players win at the same time? I don't know. If all of them have Laboratory Maniac, they don't have any cards in their deck, and they both play a card that says draw a card. At the same time, no, that does not work. There's a stack. But, well, if one player casts, each player draws a card, oh yeah, it is a draw, because they all win. It's very funny. But number 6 is Halfdane. Halfdane is a legend. It's a 4 mana XX, which when he enters the battlefield, he's usually a 3/3. During your upkeep, its power and toughness becomes the power and toughness of target creature other than Halfdane. If there are no legal targets, it becomes a 3/3. So you can't have him acquire his own power and toughness, but not even with other creatures that are called Halfdane. Well, the legend rule used to be that if someone casts a legend, if an opponent casts a legend which is with the same name as your own legend, they both die. But now that's not in the game anymore. Well, that was removed. I don't know when it got removed exactly. Like, I don't know when did Mana Burn get removed. But we should just forget about Mana Burn and the old legend rule effect. But number 5 is actually very good. House Caretaker. In Standard, there's like a similar card called Whisper, and yeah, it was like a worse version of House Caretaker, because House Caretaker is a 4 mana 1/1 House Caretaker with tap, activated only during your upkeep, sacrifice a creature, and return target creature from your graveyard into the battlefield. And when Whisper was a 4 mana 2/2 legendary human wizard. Wizard? No, I don't know if it was a wizard. I think it wasn't a wizard. Don't know. I can't remember, but I think it's not a wizard. It's a tap, sacrifice 2 creatures, not 1, and return target creature from your graveyard to battlefield. You can do it anytime. House Caretaker only lets you do it during your upkeep. It's very interesting, yeah, House Caretaker. it like lets you sacrifice a token or stuff you'll return later to return something bigger. Yeah. Number 4 is also is a controlling card. Ichneumon Druid. Ichneumon Druid is a 3 mana 1/1 druid with whenever an opponent casts an instant. Ichneumon Druid does 4 damage to it. Give it lifelink, and you're gaining 4 life every time an opponent is casting an instant. But if an opponent casts the first instant each turn, well, if an opponent casts the first instant, that does not happen. But anything after the first instant does happen. It's very interesting. Newman. Druid. Number 3 is 5 cards. Yeah, 1 for each color. Obviously not the banding lands, but it's the different lands. Karakas. Hammerheim, not sure. Hammerheim, I think. Pendelhaven, Tolaria, and Urborg. Yeah, they're better than the basic lands. Karakas is a legendary land. Tap for a white or tap. Return target legendary creature to its owner's hand, and then destroy all enchantments on target legendary creature. Oh, destroy all auras on target legendary creature as well. It's very good, yeah, Karakas. Then it's Hammerheim. It's a legendary land. Tap for 1 red, or tap, remove all land walks from target creature until end of turn. I have Karakas. I pulled Karakas in my first ever Eternal Masters booster. Yeah. And it was a draft, so I did not know which one to pick. I was actually thinking if to pick Karakas because it was a mythic, but I saw it was a land. Like, I was like, what? Mythic land? But that was because I was new to the game. That's because I was new to the game, but yeah, and also Urborg is also very good. It's a legendary land. Tap, add black to your mana pool, or tap, remove first strike or swamp walk from target creature until end of turn. Yeah, it's kind of like Hammerheim or Hammerhelm. Yeah, they're all uncommon lands. Yeah. Yeah, I think Karakas was once an F&M promo. It was Karakas, and yeah, they all were reprinted in Eternal Masters, but Pendelhaven was also reprinted in 25 Masters, which was also very interesting. Yeah, Urborg has a... Urborg was actually better than Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, but at least the art of Urborg is cooler than the one from Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. Tolaria is very good. It's tap for a blue, or tap activated during the upkeep phase, the upkeep step only. Remove banding or bands with other ability from target creature until end of turn. So it's very good, Tolaria, against a banding deck. It could be a sideboard in Legacy against banding. Don't know if there's a Legacy banding deck, but I think there's not. But then there's Pendelhaven, which is a legendary land. It's very good. Most probably the best out of the list. Maybe Karakas, maybe Urborg, but it's tap for green, or tap target 1/1 creature, becomes a 2/3 on 20th turn. Well, gives it +1/+2 on 20th turn. So that makes it a 2/3. Very interesting, yeah. Then number 2 is a very good card. Got printed in another set. Reprinted in another set is a rare. It used to be an uncommon. Then it was also reprinted in Battle Bond as a mythic. Lantats. Yeah, I put in a Battle Bond per release. Lantats. It's very good. It, like, literally, if you're not going first, nearly never, you'll skip a land drop with Lantats. It's 1 white enchantment. During your upkeep, if an opponent controls more lands than you may search your library and remove up to and put 3 basic lands into your hand. Then shuffle your library afterwards. So if you're going first and you play Lantats turn 1, what you want to do is skip land drop on turn 2 if you want to guarantee extra lands. Don't know if it's a good tactic, but if you do that, in a commander game, it will be hard for all opponents to agree to skip land drop on turn 2. But in a legacy game, in a duel game, the opponent might choose to skip turn 2 land drop. Most probably in legacy, you'll never reach to turn 2. Like in legacy, you win in turn 1 to 3. Sometimes turn 2 is too late. Or turn 3. Turn 4 is a bit late also for modern as well. Because, yeah, Lantats is very good in commander. Gives you extra lands, yeah. If you have something that lets you give you an unlimited hand size, you'll be able to search for 3 lands every time. If you have less lands than one opponent, because usually if you want to avoid maximum hand size, you will search for 1 land or 2 lands. Yeah. Number 1, it's obvious. You all know this. Nicol Bolas. Yep. That's the best one in the set. And it has the very cool art. It got reprinted a few times. That's the Elder Dragon from Legends that had the most reprints. Because it was reprinted in another set. And it changed the art into a weird, a dragon taking a weird position, eating a butterfly. But then, yeah, it was also reprinted in 25 Masters, but it's 8 mana, 7/7, or the dragon with flying, and whenever Nicol Bolas deals damage to an opponent, they discard their hand. And it has the upkeep cost of Grixis, yeah, the 3 mana upkeep cost, yeah, as obviously. And yeah, that was the end of today's awesome podcast there. Yeah, comment down below which one of these cards did you like the most? And also, do you think Legends was a good set? What do you think? Comment down below as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this awesome podcast. Unfortunately, it was not a stream because I didn't have good internet. That was Podcast Tuesday video, yeah? Subscribe now. Bye. Like the video, share with your friends, and stay tuned to my previous and next videos and streams and Podcast Tuesdays, which I'll do on my channel. Because usually my podcasts are live. This one was not, unfortunately. Bye.